All right, we're back now with a really wonderful Kara's Cures. We're talking about food as medicine.
Yes, in the new book, Sun and Ssukgat, author Michelle Jungmin Bang details her incredible East-West journey, showing us how to live a life full of good health, vibrant energy, and a sharp mind. So we're thrilled to have Michelle joining us in studio today. Thank you for being here. You've spent years doing this, years, so that we can all learn from what an incredible life and wisdom that we're getting from Korean self-care.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey. I actually have 5 book deals before launch, which is so incredible.
Oh, that's really remarkable.
Yeah, with HarperCollins as the lead. So,
Well, how did you start this? How did this journey for you start?
Well, I went into a period where I felt ill constantly. I landed in a hospital as a CEO and entrepreneur and as a mother. And it just began my journey. I was living in Hong Kong at the time, and I started realizing that there was a different way of life there. So I started traveling and training and learning a little bit more. So while it didn't actually start out as a book, I spent years actually learning and kind of extending that knowledge.
And you know, traveling through Asia, there are things that maybe we could learn from here, certainly in America. You retrace some of your own roots, but what did you learn specifically on this journey that we can bring back?
So Sun and Ssukgat is actually, I wrote it because it dramatically transformed my health in very simple ways. And I think what I found was that this generational wisdom was actually fading, and so I wrote the book. What we can take back with it is that in Asia, we focus on a proactive health care, which is self-care. Wisdom. I think often we wait for symptoms to arise, but in Asia we think about what we can do at home, including home cooking.
I'm surprised that it's fading in Asia. If that's the case, I'm really surprised by that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we're very good at retaining a lot of the wisdom across the continent, but it is fading in the younger population where they're adopting a lot of the modern conveniences. So I found that in many of the populations, the older people were actually outliving the younger ones.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
So we have a crisis in this country of now, we don't know, they say we don't know why, but that cancer is happening earlier, all of these things. You have a 70-year-old woman who is a free diver, and you met people like that who are just living their best lives well into their 70s, 80s, 90s, maybe beyond.
It was really incredible. I went to go visit Buddhist nuns, free divers that were living through their 90s, you know, training from age 11, and then just even the average people just living really healthily. You know, I noticed one morning, it was sort of an aha moment where I went to a beach in Hong Kong and found a group of people who were cold diving in the ocean, and when I got closer, they were actually far older than I thought. So it just became this way of living that I just started understanding was very different from the narrative that I had grown up with as an American.
I know we're going to take a deep dive on the Kara's Cures podcast because this book is
Cold dive.
Cold dive, yes. It's so well researched and there's so much in there. But what would be something our audience could take away that we could start doing now, a daily practice that you learned that really we could all incorporate to take some of this wisdom?
What I found that is so interesting in Asia is that longevity education actually starts really early.
Oh.
You know, babies starting from 6 months old are actually starting with probiotic-rich foods. They're eating kimchi.
Yeah.
Things like sauerkraut, cabbage. So you know, you don't actually have to wait until you get sick with diabetes, with heart disease. It actually all starts much, much earlier.
How much did you travel? You must have been for years. I mean, it's got to be a long time.
I started actually 1 year just sort of thinking that I was going to personally explore, but it ended up being 6 years.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it was firsthand travel, and research, but also training as well.
And were people receptive to what you were doing? You know, like when the families inviting you in and things like that?
Absolutely. You know, they were just, I think they were really proud of their cultural wisdom, and they wanted to share that with me. So I went through China, through Japan, through Korea, you know, which is where I'm from, and it just became really important because, you know, I fell ill. And I just sort of started thinking, my husband, who is he's a traditional Chinese, he comes from a traditional Chinese family. He actually started cooking and helping me to recover with these healing foods. So.
And you look beautiful, but you've healed a lot too as well from these practices, right?
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to learn more on the Cares podcast, what you've learned, so maybe we can help heal as well. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
So don't eat a Dunkin' Donut. No, that's not good for you.
I mean, I'm not perfect. I know how to reset now. So
Thank you.
yeah.
It's good to see you. Thank you so much. And
you.
thank you for making the trip from Manhattan. We so
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Yeah, and we're going to learn much more, but if you want to check out the book, it's michellebang.com. There is the Instagram handle. And again, subscribe to the Kara's Cures podcast. Find it on any platform, and we'll take a deep dive into what she learned.
Thanks so much for watching Great Day at 3. We so appreciate that. Kara, you're coming up on the news.
Yes, I will see you for Eyewitness News at 4.